My people. Cool, right. Welcome to the panel. Yeah, basically what we want to do. I know we're all like-minded people. I know we all love our kicks and everything. The only one thing I guess I can ask is that whether you agree or disagree with a person's opinion, just respect it for what it is. That's the only thing I ask, and don't talk over each other. Let the person finish what they're saying, and then obviously if you want to interject with your own points of view, it's all good.
In terms of options, I'm happy with what I've seen so far. I'm actually quite excited for what Air Max ID options they're going to drop, because they're always a surprise one. In terms of what I'm looking to get this year, fucking everything. With that competition, a vote's a vote at the end of the day. It's like Brexit. We don't agree with it, but it won. Yeah. And we've got to continue down that path, unfortunately. And with that shoe, a vote is a vote. However, in terms of, there's been a massive push on 97s and there's been a massive push on Air Max 1s. So it makes sense that that shoe won. Would I mind not winning but having the experience of going to Oregon to design that shoe and influencing a future drop? I would be quite cool with that.
True. Sean Wotherspoon was losing for a long time. And what I clocked is like, in his shop he had like this installation. You just go there, tap a button, and then it votes for him. That's how he was winning the thing. That's how he won, because for a long time he wasn't even second or third. He stole it in the end, out of nowhere. And then when you see on, I think it was his, because on his YouTube round 2, I think in the episode I saw like people were going there and he was like, oh yeah, vote for me and blah blah blah. So everyone was there voting every day, all the traffic that comes in. He says, I'm doing this campaign, you want to go and click that, and that's it.
If I was in a competition like that, I'd campaign. I want my shoe to be out there. That's the whole point. They went to Oregon. They didn't go to Oregon just for like a personal experience. It wasn't just for you. It's about you influencing a community of people around the world. So if you're gonna do that, you campaign. If you don't campaign and you don't win, then whatever comes out of it, that's cool. But for me, if I get a shoe, I'm campaigning. I'm telling everyone to vote for me. Like, I'm not even asking you what you like. I'm just gonna be like, vote for me, guys. That's what people do, right? It's just like, vote for me, guys. Like,
we also had the situation whereby we had a choice of Air Maxes from yesteryear, and if I remember correctly, the Atmos that came out last year was a winning shoe. Whereas, and it was interesting, if I remember the feedbacks from finding out that that shoe was winning, a lot of people were hands in the air. How? Why? The shoe's only been around a couple of years ago. They only did a retro a couple of years ago. Why is that shoe winning? Why not the Uwaras, or why not some of the other shoes? So I just wondered whether the same thing has happened again in that respect of Sean Wotherspoon, whether there were certain manipulations at play in order to affect the outcome. Or, in fact, to put it bluntly, Nike had a shoe in mind, and regardless of what everyone was voting, that was the shoe, regardless, in terms of cost, time, labour, and so on and so forth.
I think everyone has bias, innit? Like, there's no way these, like, how many people sat in the studio at Oregon, and the Nike people are not looking at them thinking, that's the one. Like, they would have gone to themselves, amongst themselves, at some point, of these, which one do we think is going to bang? Like, which one? And if you're thinking about Air Max anniversary, the whole 97 campaign coming up, it makes sense that maybe they're gonna round it off or like cap it with this shoe. It's a year later, but this is it, right? It's like those two big things that they've been doing for the whole year last year coming together, and it's back again, but in a special one-off shoe. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense in my opinion anyway. Because the Vapor Max is kind of new anyway. Like, you know, like whatever. Something happened with the Vapor Max later on. That's cool. But this one right here, you've got 2 anniversaries. Let's go for it. Like, they're going to make a killing just off the hype alone. That's like, they've taken care of that shoe. Now it's just on to the next whatever thing they give us, and no one's ever going to be happy with any decisions that Nike makes at the end of the day.
It's true. It's just, are you swayed by the marketing campaign for that shoe particularly, or are you swayed by marketing campaigns at all, or are you just going to look at a shoe and say, this shoe bangs, regardless of whether it's hype or not, I am going to buy it? How do you pick your shoes?
Let's say we've grown up in a generation where if you think the shoe bangs, you buy it, regardless of whether it's on someone else's foot or not. Now we've grown up in a generation where it's like, oh, this has X amount of likes on Instagram, I want that shoe because I want to fit in, you know?
To an extent, I am not swayed by what the masses are doing. I want to wear shit because it's what fits my profile, it's who I am.
As a sneakerhead, I don't think you've got any choice. One of those things, I think I said it to, maybe it was Dwayne or I don't know, someone, that I've seen the trainer so much that I want it. It's not because, it's subliminally, it's just been put in my head. Every day I wake up, social media, I'm seeing that trainer somewhere for the last, say, 8 months. Like, is there anyone here that actually doesn't want that trainer?
I actually don't.
You don't?
No.
Alright.
Well, in theory, say all of us in this room voted for the Atmos to come back. Why is it that the people that voted didn't get a chance to buy the shoe and they made that shoe so limited anyway? So why would you make everybody in the public have the chance to vote but not have the chance to buy it? Like, Nike could have done it where if you signed up to vote for the shoe, your email's there when the shoe drops. Why don't you get a chance to buy it? Do you know what I mean? That would have been fair. Same with the Sean, look, put it this way. Same with the Sean Weatherspoon. If Sean Weatherspoon wasn't a part of round 2, he definitely would not have won. I know that for a fact because of the amount of people that endorsed to help him, or the amount of people that he knows, the footfall that goes into round 2. The idea of Sean Weatherspoon fucking up the entire thrift game, like everybody wants to resell their old stuff now. Anything like Snow Beach. Snow Beach was the biggest failure this year, right? For me, I wanted one since I was listening to Wu-Tang when I was a kid, because Raekwon had one. And then I saw him with the Lynx Beach. You're never gonna get that. And then you see $3 grand on eBay for the original one. You're not gonna pay that. So now the retro was it £700-800 at retail?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah? Then all these resellers jump on it. Half of these men didn't even know what Snow Beach was in the beginning. Half of these men didn't know that Sean Weatherspoon had every colorway. Sean Weatherspoon went around every thrift shop in round 2 to buy it, to resell it, before Snow Beach came back. And now Snow Beach officially came back for Ralph Lauren, nobody cares. It's the same, isn't it? All of it's the same. Like, if there's no hype generating the demand, there's never gonna be, like, but now to the point, I was one like Henry. I didn't want the shoe. I didn't want the Sean Weatherspoon. I saw it. First thing I said, that toe box is clapped. I was like, mate, look at the 97. Look at the 97, right? The 97's got a short toe box. People don't know this is based off the Bullet Train. They made it look like it's based off the Southeastern Rail. You know, like, the shit's so long. Like, serious, like, the corduroy toe box as well. Like, when I was talking to Mini Swish after the whole vote back campaign and she was slightly vexed because she didn't win, like, she was like, Sean Weatherspoon's gonna have huge problems. Why? Corduroy is not an ideal material to kind of put paneling on. Like, if you look at a 97, you've got panel, 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 right? This is why the toe box is so clapped. Like, I've seen so many like samples come out. I see Sean Weatherspoon, every photo he's wearing a fresher pair. And like, even till when you wear it, if you look at your toe, I guarantee you, every single one of you who wants a shoe now, including myself, if I do get it and when I get it, I look at it, I'm gonna look at the shoe and I'm like, that's ugly from that view. Because it is ugly from that view. And I'm not even gonna lie, like, I don't even like the Air Max 1 sole because it's the least comfortable out of the soles from the Air Maxes. But I do like an Air Max 1. But I've liked the Air Max 1 more because of influences, like Steve, like Dwayne. To me, I want a shoe. I want a shoe because if I don't get it now, I'm gonna fucking regret it later. It's true, because I've done that with so many shoes. And I know I converted from not liking the shoe to liking the shoe. And this is the same, like Rain said, I see it every fucking day now, I want it. anybody in the States that was in the basketball arena, you could scan a QR code and then it links you to a secret page to buy the Tinker hat for free.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool as well. So like one of the massive screens. I only found out about this afterwards because my girlfriend works for a marketing company and she was writing about the app doing that. And I was like, why the fuck is Jordan 3 there? And she explained it to me. She goes, yeah, basically a code comes out on the screen, you scan the QR code and it links you to like the secret page where you can buy it there and then at the All-Star game. So I think it's cool.
The thing is, everybody knew that was going to happen, apart from you, clearly. But everybody else knew that was going to happen. Like the scratchy thing, that was just like that caught everybody off guard. Everybody was like, "Fucking!" Like, I was on the toilet when I found it, innit? Like,
Is that why you sounded like that?
Okay, so somebody sent me a message like, and then I literally just told a close few, and then I think about 2 hours later I saw it on social media, like just going apeshit. What kind of impact do you lot see it as a positive thing? Do you see it as a negative thing? Do they need to do more shit like that, less shit like that?
That scratch off free throw thing reminded me of back in the day where you could literally walk into a shop, not know that heat is in the shop, and be like, wow, this is cool, let me cop it. If they can revert back to those days where release dates aren't planned in a year advance, that would be great, because if things are random, then there's more chance that more people have individual, nice, rare bits.
I remember one, I got Andre Agassi shoes, everyone knows that, the Air Tech Challenge 2, the Wimbledons. The first Wimbledon, not the Wimbledon 2, the first one was the 3M. Walked into night time, dude was just putting them out, in the cube bit, putting them out. I was like, what? Air Tech Challenge 2 Andre Agassi? What, got 1989, this is me. Dude, I want to buy them. It's like, yeah, £115 or something. I just walked out of them, no one even cared about that shit. And then a couple of weeks later, there was like, big money for this shit. For an Andre Agassi shoe, only I like Andre Agassi shoes. You know what I mean? This was a big. Then the US Open, the black ones came out with the blue sole. That was because you could only get that from like 21 Mercer or whatever, and that one was even more hype than the Wimbledon. But that's the last one. I think I just walked in there, it was there. You know, I never knew it was coming out. But that's how it used to be back in the day when I was a kid. Just walk in the shop, new Lux was out, yeah.
Is that realistic in today's scene, today's market? Is it possible that you could walk into a shop and look at a shoe and not know whether that shoe is hype or not, and pick up that shoe and buy it?
No, and they don't let it work like that nowadays. That's why they do all this marketing, and they boost it up and hype this, and so people want shoes before they're out. People want them so much they sell out in seconds when they come out. They open night time, what, 8 o'clock? 5 past 8, they're gone. Most people ain't even up, they come into 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, shop, and their shoes are gone. You know what I mean? Normal people, you know.
What are our thoughts on high streetwear brands jumping in on the sneaker scenes?
The only people who would want that stuff, in my opinion, who aren't sneakerheads per se, are people who follow these like celebrities and buy what the celebrities have and aspire to have this. I don't aspire to have what Kylie Jenner's got on her foot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I'm like Nike, Adidas, Asics, Saucony, and all those other brands. Those are sneaker brands to me. So when Balenciaga brings out these disgusting, dirty shoes that look like someone's had them on for ages, they actually look disgusting, in my opinion. So if they bring those shoes out, I don't. Like, I know people like Complex and High Snobiety trying to like really push and blur the lines between the two of what's high street and what's urban, or whatever the word is at this point. But they're trying to blur the lines so that it's just like makes it seem like it's not all the same thing. The 10 are still Nike kicks, right? And that's it for me. If Off-White, I saw his last stuff that came out. I don't know if anyone actually paid attention to it. I'm not buying that stuff. I'm not buying any of his kicks. What's his name? Jerry Lorenzo, Fear of God. I'm not touching any of his kicks. But his Vans and the rest of it, that's like, okay, cool, that's my level, that's where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? So all this other business, it's just no different to like Louis Vuitton doing kicks, and people have been doing it for years. It's just Complex, High Snobiety and those different pages they make us more aware of them. And it's like, oh, Kanye West or someone, well, he wouldn't have them on, but someone big had them on. I don't care, man.
2 words, Kanye West. For what he tried and failed to do at Nike, set the precursor for everybody else these days. It was a high risk to put a non-sports player with their own trainer and clothing. They didn't want to hear about it. It worked very well, so that's where everyone's going with it. Hence why Rihanna has a Puma contract, what's her name, Jenna has whatever. Because one mistake was made, no one wants to make that mistake ever again.
Adidas have been doing it since the 80s with Run DMC. So what's made it so different today that it wasn't permissible 20, 25, 30 years ago?
Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's unless you followed hip hop, you would never know, you know. And that's why you have people who just do fashion. It's a bit like, alright, you know how they said about Jay-Z and Linkin Park, you know, them making that collaboration album type of thing. You got rock heads listening to hip hop, and then you got hip hop heads listening to rock, you know. And it was like fusion, and that's what is kind of happening within fashion and sportswear. Let's say Balenciaga and their big fuck off dad shoes, you know. Imagine they're like, all right, we laugh at it now, but it really does influence not just us, but like the sneaker community as a whole. That's why Monarchs are big now. M2K Techno is gonna be huge.
All of the people.